Diamond channel, welcome. Right, today a little bit of in-depth jeweler's knowledge. I've got this job I'm doing. This is a commission I've got for a full eternity ring. I've got a full eternity mount made up and I need to size it down. So I'm cutting out a section of a full eternity ring, which is a bit tricky because you're not free to just cut out whatever you want. You can only cut out a specific section and then you need to fine tune the size to get it exactly what you need. So I'm going to talk about how I'm going to achieve that with this. Gentleman wants a full eternity ring with a blank section, not drilled out all the way around. So there's going to be a date put in there. So I've got just enough space for a date nice and clearly engraved in there. It needs to be sized down quite a lot though. So about 6 sizes I measured. So a size on the UK ring sizing scale is about 1 millimeter in the circumference. So difference between these lines is about a mil. You go down, the circumference changes a mil, goes down another mil. About, not always, but seems to work out about right. So anyway, so 6 sizes, so about 6 mil. Yeah, so that is about three stones out of here. So that works out quite nicely, but like I just said, I'm not free to cut it exactly how I need to because you've got to have claws and the stones, it's all got to be uniform. So I've basically just got to cut out 3, and then if it needs a fine tune, I need to adjust it from the inside of the ring somehow. So a little bit tricky sizing down full eternity rings, but it can be done. And you see my lines I've drawn on there, I'm cutting these out. I'm cutting it down in the middle of the claw. It's not ideal because the claw will be split open. That means it's splitting down a solder joint, but I would still choose to do that because otherwise, if I'm cutting down in the middle of a scoop where a stone sits, there's only really 2 little thin walls joining it together then. There's a chunkier bit of metal in between the claws. It raises up in between and the solder can flood right up and you can make it much stronger. If you're going across a hole, just 2 little sides of a hole, it's a weaker joint in my opinion. So although it may not sound ideal, having to split down a solder joint, the ring is much stronger, so I would prefer to do that. Okay, so update, I've done the ring and I've got it exactly the size I want. Perfect. What I ended up doing, I said before I was going to cut out 3. I did that, wasn't quite enough. So I ended up cutting out 4, and then when I rejoined it, I was cutting down where the claw goes. I left the little section to be split open for the claw, left it a little bit wider than I should have done. And when it was all joined up together, tapped it round and then filed out the inside a little bit all the way around, and I got the size up, but like it feels like you're cheating and just making doing these little tricks, making adjustments. Got it the size I want. Wanted it a big G1/2, yeah, so in between G1/2 and G3/4. That was ideal for the customer. I've got it slightly less than that still, but I'm saying it's perfect because it's got to be set yet, and I can give it a hard polish, and I should end up with a finished ring exactly the size correct what we need. And this ring I should have mentioned earlier, well I'll mention it now anyway. If you're doing this for a customer, this job, any full eternity ring, whatever you're doing with it, when you get to this stage and it's sort of papered up and looks kind of presentable, you can invite the customer in to double check the size before the stone goes in, because things get much more tricky and difficult to adjust the size when the stones are in there. Yeah, it's great, but it's not always convenient. Sometimes rings are surprises for people, so can't always do it. This is actually a surprise for someone, but I asked the gentleman to bring in a ring of his fiance for me to check the size, so I'm making it to the same size as that because we know that one fits. So little things you can do like that. Other trick, just while it's on my mind, you can get someone, if you need to make a ring the same size as another one, but that person can't bring that ring in to you, tell them to push it on a finger, whatever fits. Get a marker pen, just push it on really tight. Get a marker pen, draw 2 little lines either side of it, and then they can just come to your shop, and then we can use our finger measuring things, find a ring that pushes up nice and tight exactly in between those 2 marks. So there are ways around getting a correct finger size when you don't have a ring or the person it's for coming into your shop, or to you personally, whatever's going on. Anyway, yeah, just a little bit of in-depth knowledge on doing that. So that ring is now ready. I might paper the size a little bit more, but yeah, that is now ready for setting. Got the diamonds, get this job going. So cool. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe and all that. Just sharing bits of information about being a jeweler as I go along, and if you like that kind of thing, click like and subscribe, become a patron if you want, or Diamond member. Be very grateful for that. If not, just watch and enjoy. See you on the next one. Bye.